Hello, dear listener. My name is Kat Davis, and this is a Surviving Service segment, Seeds for Change. Our Seeds of Change episodes are designed to be little nuggets that you can engage with when you need to take just a moment for yourself in the day, an opportunity to reground, to find some words that you might be needing, to engage with some tools that might help you reorient to the world around you. Where today I will share with you some words that I've been finding very helpful to get through this particular moment in time. A moment where working in nonprofit or public sector or pretty much any kind of space where you are doing research or building out programs or providing services to the community to help them get through their lives, to help them engage with this world, to help them get their basic needs met, all feels like it's kind of under fire. In fact, it's overtly under fire, and it's kind of a hard and scary time. So I thought it would be helpful to provide some words that have helped me connect back to my peace, to protect my spark. If you have words that have been helpful for you to reconnect with your spark or to stay grounded, I invite you to share those with us so that we can amplify them out to the community by emailing them to survivingservicepod@gmail.com. That could be anything from meditation prompts to journal prompts to things you've heard from your therapist, anything that really helps you get through the day. I am excited to grow the resources available to this community and to fill this space with stories and tools and connections. So please reach out. And with that being said, let's get this party started. Well, dear listener, I'm hoping you could take just a few minutes to be in this moment with me. A moment where the news is pulling your heart and your mind in every direction outside of your present and into a disconcerting future. A moment where the uncertainties continue to pile up and your once clear vision of a path forward has been smeared with Vaseline. In this moment, I'm hoping we can come together and ask ourselves, how can we recenter? How do we find our rock to hold on to amidst this storm? Who does it serve for you or I or anyone who cares deeply about building a future worth fighting for to lose our sight? To be swept up and spun around until our vision of that future is nothing but a memory that we can't quite access, because past, present, and future are all hard to grasp when we are swept up into this hurricane. In moments like these, protecting our peace can be the most radical thing we can do. How do we reconnect with ourselves, our hearts, our physical surroundings that remind us that we are right here, we are here. We are tangible. We are solid. Despite that rush of overwhelm that threatens to sweep up my heart, I am here. I am solid. I am with you. And we are here together. I actually typically respond really well in crisis. I typically am pretty good at developing a clarity of next steps and how to navigate through some of the most chaotic moments in life. Some of my most self-assuredness and self-confidence comes when I am navigating an urgent situation. And I'm used to having that rug pulled out from underneath me, and I have become accustomed to jumping around touch points like a game of the floor is lava, where I've learned to just assume that any footing that I think I have only holds an illusion of stability. But more and more with this meta-crisis and its many waves of uncertainty that crash around me, at a certain point, it just becomes too much and I get lost. I lose my vision for what is ahead and my body reacts with a visceral awareness of danger. Tense, clenched, even when my mind is void out of sheer protection of an unwillingness to engage, my heart and my chest and my stomach and my jaw clench. Although I am paralyzed in a tight, rigid tension, my nerves are jumping out of my body. I can feel the chaos being pulled around inside of my chest, and it feels like I am in the middle of that whirlwind, despite my muscles rigid and my space unmoving. In these moments, I have to ask myself, who does it serve for me to lose sight? Who does it serve for me to lose footing and to lose ground when all I want to do is hide, but I am already wrapped in blankets on my bed and it is not escape enough? So where can I go for relief? Who does it serve for me to fully collapse? In these moments, I cannot claw my way out of despair with words of motivation. I have a hard time believing that it will be okay because I know that definition of okay is up for debate. I am not naive enough to take for granted that all I have cannot be taken away. So in these moments, it's not necessarily words of comfort that help me, but anger. Honestly, I'm not even kidding. It's anger. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be hurt. The system should work better. These deep uncertainties and instabilities shouldn't have to be a constant. We should be set up better to succeed. The important work of caring for others, of building a better world, of connecting, of educating, of healing, of relationships, they should be better supported. It shouldn't be this hard. We shouldn't have to be afraid that our most meaningful relationships will be severed from forces outside of our own, that our work will be erased, that our identities will be erased, that our families will be separated, that the garden we have grown will be plowed. It is deeply frustrating. It is deeply infuriating. And it is deeply unacceptable. So in moments like these, where I am hurt and I am despaired, where I am overwhelmed, sometimes the only thing that reconnects me with the present, with my body, with my voice, is my anger. And to honor that is important. My anger is a signal that I care deeply for something, for someone that is being wronged. My anger is an assurance that I have not been robbed of my empathy, that I have not fallen into the most dangerous place, apathy, from which it is much harder to crawl back. And that place of apathy is what this chaos hopes to bring. It hopes to make me numb, to make me apathetic, to make me disengaged. Sometimes that anger is all we have to come back to remind us that there is a spark in us, a spark that has been drowned in overwhelm. Sometimes that kindling of anger is all we have, and it helps us, well, at least it helps me, come back to my center. As counterintuitive as it may feel, and I'm no professional, so I want to be clear about that, but I do find that if I can get a little of my spark back from my anger, I can listen to it. I can see its little tiny flame flickering and hear better what it needs right now and honor it and protect it. That little spark deserves to have its light shine. That little spark is lit by the deep care that I have for this world, and I will do everything to keep that spark from going out. So to get through this time and times to come, I will offer some words that have helped protect my peace and protect my spark. To bring ourselves into this present moment, I invite you to take a deep breath and recognize that even when everything feels unreal around me, disconnected, bizarre, surreal, even scary, I still know the following to be true. I know that things are not okay. I can see with my eyes and I can feel with my heart that things are not okay. Amidst the wrongness, my body is screaming to set something right. Setting things right starts with one moment at a time. And in this moment, I must remember that despite overpressures to divide, to isolate, to undermine, I have deep, meaningful connections and relationships. I have the magic of a deep empathy and a care for my community, a care for my ecosystem. I have the capacity to care deeply for those outside of myself. Despite the rhetoric that seeks to make us fear each other and those who are different than myself, I understand my responsibility is stretching far beyond those under the roof of my house, and what a beautiful thing that is. And I will be damned if I allow myself to be fully swept up and fully overwhelmed by those who wish to snuff my spark. I will be damned if I allow them to make me so scared for me and mine that I close my heart off to those in need. So today, as I tap into that anger to claw myself back to the present, and with that anger, I tap into love, into spite, into whatever fuel I need to reconnect with my body and my surroundings. And I will recognize that the present moment is deeply precious. With that recognition, I will engage with this present moment with a deep intentionality. I will practice intention with where I put my energy and my focus. I will practice intention with what I read and I watch. I will practice intention with how I move my body through this world. I will not let a hostile communication space steal my spark. I will not allow my energy to be pulled without my consent. I will engage deeply and meaningfully and carefully with the media and communication and community around me. I will consider every day I get up an act of resistance to that pole of despair. I will consider every moment I care deeply for myself as a radical act of resistance, whether through lighting a candle and journaling, or reading with a cuddling kitten, or placing puzzle pieces, or going on a walk and listening to music, or wandering through my local library, or getting coffee with an old friend. These are acts of resistance. Being present is an act of resistance. Being okay is an act of resistance, and it's okay if you're not okay. But when we lose grasp of hope, when we lose grasp of vision for our future, when we lose footing, sometimes the best thing we can lean into is determination, an unwillingness to allow yourself to be overcome, whether it's out of joy or out of spite. We are determined to keep going, to keep connected, to stay present. Don't give up, even if right now not giving up looks like taking a day for yourself to take a nap. We move through this. We make it through this, one moment at a time. One mutual aid group at a time. One hug, one coffee chat, one rally, one text to check in on someone you know is struggling. One moment where we remember our laugh. One moment where we remember our potential for joy. We are here together in this moment with anyone else listening to this, practicing the radical act of connecting. And just remember, whether it's surviving out of hope or surviving out of spite, we will survive our service. I'm proud of you for showing up today. Hang in there. We got this. Surviving Service is independently created and produced by Kat Davis and Aaron Riley. Join the community and spark new connections by following us on Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky at surviving_service, and reach out to share your own stories of service-driven work, all the things that make us laugh and cry, all the tips, tools, and tricks to get through by sending them to survivingservicepod@gmail.com. Together, we will go from surviving to thriving. Hang in there. We got